This is a project I took on. I wanted to build a flagpole uh, at a very inexpensive price compared to the cost of the new flagpoles that are out there for $4,000 or $5,000. I was able to acquire an old street light and did some modifications to it, and they actually make a kit that you can use to turn it into a flagpole. I used a grinder, angle out grinder to cut the plate off the top of it, and I purchased a double pulley system, double truck, and then a adapter for the top. Next step was digging a hole and making sure that I had a footing that was secure enough for the flagpole. It's about 40 inches deep. As you can see in the video, there is a picture of my old 20-foot flagpole. The process of constructing the footer was pretty intense, but it is the base of the flag and have not had any issues since I originally put it in. There's 36-inch anchor bolts. Those are 1 inch. And this particular flagpole had a plate on the bottom of it already, a base plate. So I made sure that I cut out a jig and had my bolts in the right place when I prepared to pour concrete, and everything was level. No adjusting after you put it in. As you can see, my J bolts are in the ground, anchor bolts, and I did a first pour of concrete to make sure everything was set, made sure everything was level. Remember the base, make sure your post, your flagpole is straight or not. Once I had everything squared up and leveled up, I made the pour, and as you can see in this video, basically I got the base of it in, and then I removed the jig and was able to pour the rest of the concrete, and there's the finished product that the base plate of the light pole will sit on. Next thing I did is I put a lighting system in underground from electrical source at my house, trenched back to the house, and was able to bring a supply through the side of the brick wall. And then I put a photosensitive switch on it, so it comes on at dusk and goes off at dawn. And then on the other side of that wall, I actually have a switch on if I need to turn that light off. I purchased just a basic simple photoelectric cell to blend the two wires together. I got a wireproof box, and that is an example of the lights that I used. The pole itself is just under 40 feet. It's 39 feet tall. It was a light pole at one time, and I had to do, like I said, I used an angle grinder to take the top off, and then I was able to use an adapter that I purchased from the flag store. This is just an example of the trench that I cut. Remember, this needs to be below your frost line. I live in Virginia. It's about 24 inches that I dug out, and then I matched up my lines right near the base of my pole, and then on each side of that base, I actually installed the lights that I showed you an example of there. They're waterproof lights. And how I did that was I framed out or put some forms around on each side of my base of the pole, and I came in from underneath with my electrical source for my lights. And you can see in this photo where the lights are placed. And I did pour concrete around them. And my intent here at the end is to, you'll see there's a little lip there between the side of the pool and the base of the pole. And my intent there is to cover that with wash gravel to make it look like the rest of my landscape. This is the pole that is prepared. I had to do some angle grinding on this wire access door that you just seen. because I purchased a collar to go down over top of the base plate and the anchor bolts so they couldn't be seen. One of the issues with the light pole is it does have a electrical access panel in it, and it had a lip from the weld. And basically, I took the grinder and ground that down and was able to knock it off enough that I could get it on there. The next thing was installing the trucks, which is basically the pulley system at the top of the flag, and I put a double truck on this pole. The halyards were put in place, and I did purchase the more expensive halyard with the wire inside, so that the process of changing out a halyard will probably involve a ladder, or I'll have to take the pole back down. That's in the future, but it really is not that hard to take down. There's 4 bolts, and it took about, I had 6 young men here, and we pushed the pole up and basically anchored it. There's the end result. It's flying at the end of my pool, and the reason it was positioned there is that I also used the second pulley system on the truck, and that was part of my positioning of the pole, is that I put a shade sail over my pool. I don't have any trees in my backyard, so my pool is exposed to sunlight in the summer, and the shade sail allows me to have some shade while I'm in the pool, and keeps the water in the pool a little bit cooler during the late summer here in Virginia. So that is the process that involved putting the flagpole up from basically a street light. I will list at the end of this I'll post right at the end of the video the materials that I needed that I actually purchased from a flagstone store, and this project was costing just under $1,500, but I was able to acquire the streetlight pole at a pretty good price. There's a picture of my shade sail attached. So the pricing and everything was just under $1,500, and that included the street light, which I picked up on Craigslist for about $250.